Hello friends, welcome to this video. Today I really wanted to talk to you a little bit about why I decided to start my own small business, as well as show you guys a little bit about what I do in my everyday life here in Canada. For those of you who don't know, my name is Emma. I own a small business called Mood&Scent, and I decided to start my own small business in January 2024, which means I've only had this business for about 5 months now. And I feel like I've already learned so much that I really want to share with you guys. I make polymer clay figurines and polymer clay charms and keychains for your space, as well as vegan wax melts and candles. I'm a little bit of a highly sensitive person myself, and I really appreciate having a sort of calm, cozy space for myself where I can recharge and relax. And I guess that's really the reason why I decided to start a small business that makes these cozy little figurines, as well as, mood enhancing scents and candles, and something that really makes your space really cozy and nice to be in. In the future, I really want to make other products like tote bags or sticker sheets or pillows and all of that cute stuff, but I feel like right now I do have my hands full and maybe a little too full. So I'm just going to continue with the stuff I'm doing right now. So as I mentioned, I started my small business in January 2024, and I started it when we moved to Canada. I'm originally from Denmark, and when we moved here, I had a hard time finding a job, which is why I decided that this might be the right time for me to start a small business, because I really did have the time. I had some savings set aside, as well as the mental energy for doing this project. And I really wanted to start a small business for such a long time, and this just felt like the perfect time to do it. So I started off on Etsy, and Etsy is an expensive platform to start off on, but it's also really easy for a small business to start off on. So I decided to start my Etsy. I made a few products, uploaded them, bought all the supplies for packaging, bought a label machine and all of that, and then I just started selling. Then I opened up my social media accounts. I started on TikTok, and then I opened Instagram, and now I'm on YouTube. Starting a small business does take a lot of time. It takes a lot of your spare time, your mental energy, a little bit of money, effort, all of that. And you really need to be at a place in your life where you're prepared for that challenge, because it really would be too bad to start something out and then just burn out along the way and not continue working on your business anymore, right? So that's why I thought this was the perfect time for me to start my business. However, you do need to find a way to sell your products. That's why I started my social media, primarily on TikTok and then Instagram, because obviously you do want to make people aware of your business and your products so you get exposure and more sales. One of the mistakes I made early on is not having a structured plan about how to start this business. I was really excited about starting it, and I already was doing polymer clay figurines, and that's what I wanted to sell, right? But I didn't have a structured plan for how I was going to set up my business, so I just jumped right into the Etsy stuff. I didn't think about taxes or how I was going to print my labels or website or how often you need to post on social media, all of that. There's a bunch of videos out there and advice to how to structure your small business journey. I really recommend finding one of those. I would have wished that I had done that from the start off. Really just make a plan. The first thing you obviously want to do is find out who your target audience is. Basically, you want to put yourself in your audience's place and think about, why would I click on this video, right? The second thing I wish I knew was not to focus on multiple products at once. So as I mentioned before, I'm making polymer clay figurines as well as candles and wax melts. And when you think about it, that's two completely different audiences and followers. I don't have time during the day to post both videos of polymer clay figurines and candles and wax melts at once. If you do, that's great for you, but I don't. So that means that when people follow me for my candles, but I only post videos of polymer clay figurines the next couple of days, they're gonna not want to follow me anymore, right? So you're kind of not giving your audience exactly what they want, and that's gonna make you not get as many followers and views as you could have had. So definitely focus on one thing at a time and then slowly expand as you grow. The third thing I really wish I knew before starting my small business is focusing on maybe one social media platform at a time. As I mentioned, I started on TikTok, and then I really want to do the same on Instagram, and now on YouTube. I kind of wish I started on YouTube because long-term content really feels more comfortable for me to do, and I really have a lot to share with people. It kind of feels odd to make a video that's 20 or 30 seconds long when I spend hours doing a figurine, right? And I feel that doesn't really do it justice. So maybe focus on one thing at a time. The right people will come to you with time. I can definitely also recommend getting a microphone. That's something I've noticed about my videos. The audio is really bad, and I actually already ordered that. I really love what I'm doing. I really love making polymer clay figurines and candles, and I've always loved that. And I guess I just turned my hobby into a business. And that is something that's not gonna make you want to stop doing what you're doing half a year into the process. Like, if you're doing something you really love, you're probably gonna continue doing it for a while, right? Because you were gonna do it anyways. So I think that's a really important thing to keep in mind if you want to start your own small business. Some people start a business because something is really in or popular right now and they want to ride that wave. But then half a year in, or when things gets hard, they don't want to continue doing that because they're not passionate about it. And I do think you need to be passionate about what you're doing in your small business if you really want to thrive and create something lasting, right? Yeah, I guess that was a few points. Sorry for rambling a little bit. I'm gonna go get changed, and then Jen and I are gonna go paint some pottery together.
So delicate, you give me peace of mind. You take me high, now we know how again. I feel like I'm flying now. You make it so delicate. You take me high, now we know how again.
Whenever I feel like I'm not productive enough or I don't get outside enough, I try to take my work with me. So I try to bring my iPad or my sketchbook, and I find a nice place to sit, and then I just do whatever I have to do. And I feel like it makes me, well, I'm more productive like that. And at the same time, I get some fresh air and I get a little bit of time to myself, which is really needed sometimes, especially when we live where we do, in the basement. I mean, nature is really what inspired me in the first place. It's just being out here surrounded by my muse and listening to all the sounds and the wind and the sun. It really helps me stay productive. So I can really recommend that if you feel burned out every once in a while. Anyways, this was just supposed to be a short walk, and I'm gonna go home and finish the rest of my tasks for the day. Okay, so I'm gonna clean the little studio space now, and I really try to do that every single day because my studio space is located in our bedroom, and that's because we didn't have enough room in here to do it in a separate room, and that's totally fine. I think it's really cozy, but that does mean that it gets a little bit cluttered and a little bit messy in here, and it also means that we do get quite a bit of dust because of all of our, bed sheets and clothes laying around. So I try to clean that every day, making sure that there's no dust and that it's just a really functioning, clean space. Also because I tend to stress myself out a little bit if it's not clean. So I'm gonna do that right now. Look at this little photo holder. So cute. I use rubbing alcohol to remove all kinds of dust and residue off of my polymer clay figurines, but also my table and workspace, and this works really well. I cleaned this yesterday, but this is the dust that just came off, and you know, clay and whatnot, so that's why I clean it every day, because it really does get dirty real quick. If you're still watching, thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to me. I'm trying to build this community really slow but steady, and I'm enjoying every step so far. Feel free to like and subscribe if that's what you feel like. I hope to see you in the next video.